Can't help but love your delicate eyes. I know you've taken some hits over and over, but you keep it so real. 365 with the night sky, I'll be here fighting up bullseyes. I'll always crave for the moments, little signs, even when I don't show it. Na 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 na. Don't blink with fear, boy. Light up your tears, joy. Come together with me. A tiger underneath. Your curls and every delight. Can't help but love your intricate ties. Too much and you think you're to blame for every red flag that's taking your name. 365 with the night sky, I'll be here fighting up bullseyes. I'll always crave for the moments, little signs, even when I don't show it. Na 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 na. Don't blink with fear, boy. Light up your tears, joy. Come together with me. A tiger underneath. Don't blink with fear, boy. Light up your tears, joy. Come together with me. A tiger underneath. Time to please, I'm walking on air. You're a dream to me when nobody's there. So I fall beneath and I love you to death. Don't ever doubt. Don't blink with fear, boy. Light up your tears, joy. Come together with me. A tiger underneath. Don't blink with fear, boy. Light up your tears, joy. Come together with me. A tiger underneath. A tiger underneath. A tiger underneath.
Oh, yeah. Welcome back to Bar Talk, folks. Hope you had a fun old time listening to those tracks. That was Tiger by Cammi Kol. And before that, I Have Four Names' new track, Capital A's. Capital A's with an apostrophe, by the way. I shouldn't, next to the A. So
Yep.
don't, when you're typing it in,
Important information.
don't fuck it up.
So candid.
I don't beat around the bush.
No.
I'm not here. Like, this podcast is already long enough without me beating around the bush. Imagine if I didn't get to the point. We'd be here all evening.
Yeah. No, it's all good. It's better to be here all evening talking about music than what we wanted to chat about before.
Which was?
What was it? Like murder. I heard murder in
ballads.
there. Murder ballads. That's
I love
right.
murder ballads.
Love song ballads.
I love murder ballads.
We're going to keep revisiting this topic throughout the
Yeah.
night,
Is your
aren't we?
next single going to be a murder ballad?
You know what? You have given me a genius idea.
Have I? I better get a fucking song credit after this.
Oh, okay. I'll think
and
about
an
it.
ice cream. You better go take me out for ice cream.
Ice cream.
Yes.
Oh shit. Okay. Maybe we'll see.
Mate, that's sorry. No ice cream. Take it or leave it.
We'll see. We'll see. Yeah.
See. I want to welcome you properly as a guest this time, Cammi.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in.
No,
and
that's
actually dealing with me in person.
You know what? I feel like we are pretty alike in terms of our banter. You know, once we get into it,
Yeah.
we both want to have a laugh and
laugh.
just have a good old time,
Laugh, man.
a good old fashioned time. And you know what? Music is obviously the most important thing in my life, but it's also the thing that brings me joy and laughter and happiness. So
It is also a good old time, music, isn't it?
It's amazing. It's the best time.
Yeah. I love it. Listening, I was in Bendigo as I chatted to you about this before we recorded. I was in Bendigo watching my mate's band, first proper rock gig since lockdown, and I'm so happy because it hit that, like, it just reminded me why I love going to see live gigs.
Yeah.
There is just something about watching bands that have the chemistry on stage, and all three bands that played at the gig last night were just so tight and just worked really well, and just each individually, each unique enough in their own way. They weren't all the same style. So it just made it a really vibrant night. And plus the audience, like the crowd was getting right into it.
Do you think now, going to a gig, you are more grounded in the moment than you were before the lockdown?
I don't know. That's a really good question. I mean, I always really enjoyed it, and it would also be a good excuse to get absolutely trashed. But so that hasn't changed.
Of course.
But always, as long as the show was compelling and the artists were really giving it their all, it was always compelling. It was always something you'd get engrossed in. And last night was a really good example of that.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you played on Thursday, didn't you?
I did, yeah, at the Drunken Poet with Josh Batten.
He's a really phenomenal player, isn't he?
Oh, he's amazing.
How was it, by the way?
Yeah, it was a great show. Like, this was my first show under Cammi Kol, the first solo show that I've done, and I really felt good. I felt a lot different to how I've performed in the past. It felt like totally aligned with everything I have going for me. Just the right music, the right chemistry, the right vibe, the right people there. And I couldn't have asked for a better first opening show, to be honest. And, being there with on a lineup with Josh. So I actually performed a live stream with Josh. Because
so
he was
not the first time you performed.
Well, yeah.
Not that,
but
live streams.
in terms of like a, but the live stream with Josh, it was a few covers, a few of my songs, a few of his. So, doing a set of just purely
Just a bit
my own.
ad hoc.
Yeah.
Do you know what that word means, Cammi?
It sounds like some
Sorry,
work term that
sounded really, really, really patronising. I'm sorry.
No. We're just having a laugh.
That's having a laugh.
What is ad hoc? Please explain.
Just sort of making it up as you go. Yeah, it is. It is a fancy corporate term, meaning just winging it.
Yeah,
you were just winging it.
Yeah. No, like I was in the moment. That's why I asked you that question before. Being grounded in the moment. I just feel so different as well after the lockdown. It really got me more connected to my music and being present as I perform. And
I was going to ask, how was the audience reaction? Was there anybody watching that sort of knew you from your previous projects?
Yeah, the obvious ones like family and just long-term friends, but they never really see me as that. They've never really gone, I only think about you in these days. It's like, no, they're so open to everything I do. No matter where I go with my music, they're always supporting me, always telling me, that the music I make, whether their style or not, it's still, they can still find something in it that they like. But I feel in terms of the direction I'm going down, Cammi Kol fits nicely with the style that people prefer around me, which is, it's nice. It's cool. It's more of a, I don't want to say mainstream, but it's definitely more of a.
Well, as you just heard then, that's.
Yeah.
Like with Tiger, which is a great song, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, it's very guitar heavy.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, of course.
No.
You made it sound like a crime for a sec.
No, but, I do still like to try and add layers of just diversity in my music. Something that will just shake people up, go, woo, I love that. That's cool, and I can't wait for the next one. That's fun. So I had fun. I had fun doing that song. I had a great old time.
I'll touch on that a bit because I was going to ask you a question. I forgot. That's right. Goes back to what I was just saying before. So obviously your friends and family are very comfortable in what you do, which is great.
Yeah.
But did you get any feedback or any sort of compliments from anybody that you didn't know and had only just seen you for the first time that surprised you? Did you get some sort of maybe comparison that you weren't expecting? Or was everybody just like, yeah, it's good?
Yeah, honestly, I think a lot.
She's no Josh Batten, but
okay, Mister.
That's my name. Don't wear it out.
No,
but
I will
was there
pretend
anything?
I didn't hear that.
Okay.
So let's just backtrack a few seconds.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's that great question. Great question. Thanks for asking me.
No worries.
I don't remember anything particularly that stood out to me. Just kind of like, you've got an amazing voice, you put on a great show, and I was happy with that because I got blind drunk afterwards and forgot about it anyway. No, I did not.
No, she's very good. Very well behaved.
Yeah. Look, I had to celebrate. My first show back, and it felt damn good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say I've actually never seen you play with a guitar. So what was it like now having to do everything yourself? Whereas in your previous life, of course, as part of your band, you were only the lead singer.
Oh, actually, I didn't play guitar.
Oh, you didn't play guitar?
No, I got a guitarist on. As I said as well, my finger. I hurt my finger.
Oh, right. Okay. So your finger's still a little bit buggered.
A little bit. I'm also not really the sort to... I don't really like playing guitar or keys live just because the songs I write, in terms of my range, they can stretch out a lot, and I just want to be focused on the vocal part of it, and just get someone else doing the backing.
Get some slave worker.
Yeah.
On the strings.
Slave worker. No, it works. It works for me. It just kind of puts me at ease, and I can just focus on the delivery of the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you said that you strained your finger or something, which is not fun.
Oh yeah. I don't know what went on. It was a weird nerve pain.
Yeah.
And it was really painful. So
yeah, but got to look after your fingers.
I'm too young for this. What's going on with me? Am I
very clearly getting to? I was gonna make a. No, I'm not gonna go where I was gonna go. It's okay. I'm trying to be nice. Trying to be very good. I was going to say, though, is that something, though, when obviously you can play properly again, do you think you might start incorporating playing instruments as well, or do you think you're always going to enjoy just focusing on singing?
Well, I definitely will consider the role in a band environment, which Cammi Kol shows will become a band, a full proper band.
Yeah.
For now, I'm doing acoustic shows because I guess with the lockdown as well, it's much easier coming out of the lockdown, having, a smaller crowd and a more intimate crowd, which is ideal for me at the moment as well because I'm still developing my sound, still writing songs.
Yeah.
So eventually, I actually might take up a rhythm role in guitar, or I might play keys. So I play the both. I'm still thinking about it. I did write a song today. It has an amazing keys line. I'm just thinking about it, and I can see myself really struggling to play it live. But I would really like that.
That's what loopers are for. That's what samplers are for.
Yeah, you could go that easy
Let
option.
the robot do the work.
Yeah, just eventually just get myself pre-recorded, and I just lip sync to my own show.
That's the end goal, isn't it? What was it, Jessica? There was that famous incident where Jessica Simpson, I think, got caught out on Saturday Night Live lip syncing, and that pretty much ruined her career. It was Jessica Simpson, was it?
I'd have to do a bit of research.
We'll have to double check. So don't. For legal purposes, I'm not implying that it was Jessica Simpson. If it ends up not being the case,
yes.
It was. It was someone who may or may not be Jessica Simpson. I cannot confirm that, even though I have Google right in front of me.
Yes, well,
I don't Google live on this show. That's something I just don't. I refuse to do. I feel like the conversation needs to be everything that's happening in that what we're thinking right now, not what we can look up.
Yeah,
You know, I'm not Wikipedia.
No, and it's more fun when we can just kind of elaborate in our own minds and
Yeah, and bullshit our way, because then if you make it clear that you're not looking up stuff,
Yeah.
if you're wrong, well, like nobody can really blame you, can they?
That's it.
You can't get everything right.
Again, just having a laugh.
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 So tell me a bit about how things have been going the last couple of years, because when you used to, as we mentioned before, be in a band called Neo Relic, which were more like more of a prog outfit.
Yep.
And yeah, as you guys heard with your new music, it is more of that sort of alt indie, got a bit of that pop influence as well, bit of alt indie rock. I got a lot of 90s vibes as well.
Oh yeah.
Which
That is me to a T.
Yeah.
Alternative 90s grunge, but still tying in prog influences.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, what I learnt in Neo Relic has really shaped this side of me in a very unique way, because before Neo Relic, you would have just heard that alt 90s sound. But I like to blend more of that proggy element to it. So one of my influences in terms of like a prog outfit is a band called Coheed and Cambria.
Yep.
And what they do is they layer a lot of harmonies. And that is something very evident in my music, something evident in prog as well.
I just remembered they did a version of probably saw it because somebody I knew sent it to me earlier this year.
Yeah.
They did Jesse's Girl Part 2.
Oh,
did
yes.
you see that?
Yes, I did.
And it's got in the video, it's got what's his name? The Australian guy, the guy that wrote Jesse's Girl. In the video,
Rick something,
behind
is it?
Rick Springfield, that's it.
Rick Springfield, that's it.
He's behind the bar in the video, being the bartender. And it's pretty cheesy.
I can honestly say no one was expecting that from Coheed. No one, absolutely no one. But this is why I love them. They're so cool. They're so cool.
Where are those guys from, by the way?
America. I think.
They are American? Yeah. I'm not.
This is another one of those I think moments.
Okay. We're not going to look it up. Actually, I'm going to look it up.
I think it might be New York.
That makes sense. I'm pretty sure they were American. I'm going to look it up.
Okay.
Any Coheed and Cambria fans are listening, please virtually slap us across the head.
Yes.
They are indeed from New York. They've been around since 95.
Yes, they are.
They've been. Wow.
They've been round.
They've been round.
They've been round the room.
Around a few times. Have you seen them live?
I haven't, unfortunately. I wish.
Because I know you've seen.
Wait, didn't they play Download one year?
I don't know. Probably.
Get the Google.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
come now.
I'm kidding.
I can only type 3 words a minute. Give me a sec. This is why I do the reviews verbally and not in written format. Because I couldn't do it quick enough.
Yeah, no, I get it.
But you've seen, I know you've seen Stephen Wilson live, and that's again going into that prog side, and I know you absolutely adore his stuff.
I love his stuff. It's.
And I know you're a massive, I can tell, probably comes to that 90s thing. I know you're a big Chris Cornell.
He is probably one of my favorite singers.
Chris Cornell Bay, I would say.
Chris Cornell Bay.
Yeah. What do you reckon fangirls of Chris Cornell would be called? Like, what would be there? Because I heard once that, and they brought this up on when he got interviewed on Graham Norton. You know Benedict Cumberbatch?
Yeah.
And then Graham Norton's being all funny. Oh, I heard you call all your fans are called Cumber bitches or something. And then,
what about like?
he's like, I don't like them being called that. It's so rude.
Yeah. What about like corn bays?
Corn bays.
Corn bays.
For
Chris Cornell.
Yeah.
Corn bays.
That could work.
It just rolls off the tongue. That's all.
It does. It puts in your mind the wrong, I think, image. Corn bay.
A row of corn bays.
Corn
Is that
bays.
it? A row of corn.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of being like a market and just seeing cobs of corn in a bay. In a bay.
Oh, in like an
row.
actual bay, like in an actual parking bay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, in a stall.
Huh?
You know what?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You are so uncultured. I'm kidding.
I'm very uncultured, yeah. I was never allowed to watch The Simpsons as a kid.
No, yeah. Cornell, to me, one of my favorite singers. Also Freddie Mercury.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And you've got a good range, so you may as well put it to use.
Yeah. May as well.
Do you cover any Queen?
I have, yeah.
Which one's your favourite one to cover?
I love Don't Stop Me Now.
That would be pretty fun to cover.
But my favourite Queen song is Love of My Life, the Wembley version.
Ah,
So-
yeah. Live Aid?
Wembley. Well, Live Aid was
sorry.
a separate occasion. They actually headlined Wembley.
Ah, okay.
So
When was that?
When?
Yeah. Was that
it was-
pre or like was that later in their career, I'm guessing?
That was around 85
Yep.
again, I think.
Okay.
But,
we're not
yeah,
gonna ask.
85 or 86.
If Jimmy was still hosting this,
Oh, Jimmy.
he would have let us know immediately.
He would have
like
slapped us.
He's basically the dictionary for Queen. If I've got a Queen question, this is the former host of this show before it was a podcast, of course. Jimmy Madden. I would just ask him, like, Jimmy, when was this? When was the Wembley concert?
Yeah.
No, man, it's 1979. Freddie didn't have the mo yet.
I can just imagine him
Thanks,
saying
Jim.
it. Yeah.
But he is. He's like just a sponge for anything Queen related. So
yeah.
anyway, that's cool. And you can certainly tell there's a bit of that. There's quite a variety of influences going by the fact you're sort of meddling in all these different genres.
You know, one would say, like, is that a bit pretentious? But
Well, I mean, music, being a front person, I suppose, is a bit pretentious in and of itself. They don't call it lead singer syndrome for nothing.
oh wow. Look,
You haven't ever been accused of lead singer syndrome, have you?
No, because I love talking to people, and I just love. I don't know. I'm not that type of person. I'm really just. I'm a down to earth kind of person. I'm
Yeah.
really humbled, and I will always count my blessings, no matter what. No matter where I end up with music, I will always count my blessings for it.
I was going to say you must be pretty happy at the moment because you've now up to have releasing 3 singles out of your own name in quite rapid succession in hindsight.
Yeah.
So how's that going for you? How are you finding the time now to start pumping out all these songs?
It's been incredibly smooth, and I really didn't think it was going to be such an easy journey for me. So I started Cammi Kol in January of 2020,
Yeah.
and we're now in January 2021.
I was going to say to launch a new brand, a new name,
Yeah,
right? And right before
the lockdown.
the shit hit the fan. Yeah, it's a bit fun.
But interestingly, so every song kind of worked with the release schedule. So Riders Rain came out in May, and then
That
Tiger.
was your first single, which we did play on one of
Yes.
the old episodes, as I mentioned before.
Yes, that one's
Go
about.
listen back to it.
It's about mental health. So it was when I was at a point where I wasn't doing too well mentally. So that came first, and then Tiger came out in August or September, one of those. And I recorded that when everything was opening back up again.
Yeah.
So we had that little open.
Right between the lockdowns.
Yeah, and that little peak of hope. And then I was also
For people listening and don't have good memories, lockdown guard sex incident that time.
yes.
We took the piss out of it at the time. Don't worry, I'm going to keep taking the piss out of it because it's still funny. But yes, so I didn't think. Okay, my memory must be fucked up because I don't remember them being released so far between with so many months in between. So but I mean, look, three singles in a year, pretty good.
Yeah, like I thought I was on a bit of a roll.
Yeah,
Definitely
doesn't have
did
to be
not.
a fast roll.
Yeah, I did not expect. The thing is as well, when you release a song, you have to make sure it aligns with what you want as an artist, and you also have to make sure that it's got the quality control that you like about it. You can't just go. Well, in my opinion, I don't write a song and go, it's kind of a filler track. It's kind of a hit. I'll release it. Like, to me, it has to be the hit. It
Okay.
always has to be the hit. Again, it sounds pretentious, but I don't really care because it's me. It's a reflection on what I love about music, and I have so many different genre preferences, and I love so many different sounds that I just try to layer unique little things in each song that make it something cool and huge.
Is it just you that's doing that quality control, or is somebody usually there by your side giving you that input as you go?
Well, yeah. So when I write the songs, so in my room, I just, I'll either pick up the guitar or the keyboard and write the chords behind it. Usually it's not I will mention that Tiger I did write with my friend Ryan. So yes, there was a collaborative effort there.
Credits are very important, folks.
Credits are so important to me. And I do end up stepping into the studio, so I record my songs at Bounce Recording Studios in Epping, and I work with Brendan Marola and Ryan plays on my he plays guitar and bass on my tracks, and I'm now working with Michael, who has just stepped into a new role at Bounce, and he sometimes plays the cymbals.
Okay.
And so what ends up happening is I come in with my demo, and we then go, okay, how can we develop this idea? All right, there's a lot to develop, obviously, because it is just a demo of chords and melody and lyrics. So we end up going, okay, what are we going to do on guitar? What are we going to do on keys? And it's such an effortless process. Like, the guys are so easy to work with. And they really help bring my songs to light and fruition. So it's a pretty smooth process in that regard.
I was going to say, so really when you do write them, you're really only thinking about the basics at that point in time. You're not really too worried about the intricacies until you get into the studio.
Yeah, I do think about it a lot. I think about, okay, what is this song actually going to sound like? But I also try and keep a bit more like grounded with the idea, because if I overthink or overanalyze a song and I don't get to that point, I'll end up disappointed, you know? So I go, okay, in a minimal setting, this is what I expect of it. So anything above that, anything that goes beyond that, I will be so happy with. But then when I do get into the studio and I get the sense of, all right, where do you guys want to take it? Because like, I do need like a bit of help with other elements. So when they go, okay, I see it going here, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm cool with that. So this is what I would think would go really well, would pair well with this sound that you're thinking. So it's there's a method to the madness, let's just say.
Fortunately.
Yes. Fortunately.
But no, it's definitely working, because, you know, there's certainly that level of consistency, I think, across all the tracks that have come out so far. So works.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
So I was going to say as well, there is a lot of really nice guitar work and instrumentation in terms of like the quality of the instrumentation. So, I mean, they do deserve a shout out for assisting you with that.
Oh, they're beautiful. I love their work, and I'm really grateful to them. Honestly, I am. They are phenomenal musicians and deserve to be credited no matter what.
I was going to say, with this, because you mentioned before about there being no bullshit. Well, you paraphrased it. You said you were not interested in stuff that's subpar, which is, you know, that's fair.
Yeah.
So does that mean you're going to, as far as you're aware, going to maintain just doing singles, or are you interested in starting to maybe put together something that would be a bit more, I guess, what you could call, okay, let's get straight to the point. Are you going to be putting out an EP or an album?
Well, my idea at the moment is I'm going to keep releasing singles and then add a few extra tracks on and release that as either an EP or an album. So I am getting back into the studio within the next few weeks to record my next song. So after this, I want to see where I'm at. If I do feel like investing in a few more songs to round off a nice EP, I might do that. Otherwise, I am on a roll with these singles, and they do work for me. And, you know, I want to timeline the process so that it's consistent. Whereas waiting, recording a few songs and kind of waiting around for the package, to me doesn't feel as ideal as being on a roll, a few months at a time, singles out. I've got promotional stuff in between. It works well for me. So I'll have a think about whether the EP or album is something I'm going to consider in the near future, or maybe toward the end of this year, or whenever it might happen. So
yeah. I was going to say, now that you have started really getting to that nice cycle that you've mentioned, are you finding that there is something that you've learnt now that you wouldn't have actually thought about before? Like something you consider that you wouldn't have even considered, that you realise now is such an important aspect of that process? Can you think of anything like that?
Yeah. When I was in Neo Relic, the process was a lot different, and I didn't write the instruments. So I was sort of waiting around until I did receive a demo so that I could write some lyrics for it. For me, having total control over almost all of it, it's a step in the right direction for me, that I can learn a lot. Like, I've learned a lot, and I have gained so much confidence in myself because I now can streamline my own process. And while I'm grateful for what I learn has really helped me develop up to this point, and it's something I never expected back then. You know, it's really interesting because like back in the Neo Relic days, I really didn't consider myself ever being a confident solo artist. I honestly didn't have much confidence in that way. So I just took on the lead singer role, and you know, I boxed myself in a bit. I do feel like I did, and it wasn't my true kind of musical identity. So now everything I'm doing has worked for me, and yeah, I've made some errors in the way. Who doesn't? You know, just recently I had to re-upload my music video for reasons that I was just telling Daniel about before.
Are we allowed to talk about it or no?
You know what? It's a pretty funny story, and I think my friend would have a laugh. A laugh. Look, okay, I'll just say
I'll let you tell him.
Yeah, so my friend was he just wanted to support me, which is totally fair enough. So I uploaded my music video to YouTube, and then he told me that he'd raised an army of supporters, legions, to go and view my video. I was like, that's amazing. Like, and I was sitting in my room, like I was refreshing the button. It was honestly moving that fast. And I was like, okay, I don't want to think about what this could be because I feel like it probably is. Yeah. I'm going to ride this wave for a bit because he's giving me a lot of confidence. He's saying, no, it's me actually recruiting friends and family. And, you know, maybe he's a famous Twitch gamer. Who knows? Like, you don't know people's like
secret lives.
Secret lives, you know. But then, yeah, he did mention that there was a bit of he bought some fake likes and views, which kind of tore my heart out of my soul. But, you know, and then I had to take it down because I'm not about leaving that stuff up. And
full disclosure, I don't think that person wasn't musically inclined anyway, so they didn't really know the implications.
No. And, you know, I just had to kind of go, well, it's totally about like not being aware of that, not really understanding, because it is to maybe a non-musically minded person an easy way to just kind of give it a bit of a boost. But in reality, that's not how it is, you know?
No, there is algorithms for that exact reason.
They
can pick that shit up like...
Yeah, I didn't want my YouTube account to be flagged or, you know, taken down. So just quickly took the video down, did it again. And you know what? It's fine. So if you have the time, just check out my music video online.
Which we'll be talking about in a sec, actually. A little bit. I was going to come back to that. But that is pretty funny. So now that you're in that nice space though, where you are comfortable with it, are you expecting then to maybe do a bit more experimentation once you're taking the songs into the studio for your future releases?
Yeah, absolutely. This next one, I'm already thinking about some pop punk vibes. So yeah, we heard a bit of maybe on Tiger, some guitar laden sounds.
Yep.
And maybe that classic rock influence, some grunge stuff, Brit pop even. But I really want to go for like a classic pop punk sound. So think like maybe even Tonight Alive or Neck Deep, or just kind of give it a bit of a punk round.
3 chords and a lot of angst, essentially.
Yeah, that's kind of like no.
What do you consider is the? Because this is an interesting question. Because depending on your background, you might answer it differently. How many chords constitute a proper song? How many chords can you get away with, in your opinion?
Oh, 1. No, I'm joking.
Well, I mean, yes, I see you're in the Lou Reed School of Songwriting.
No. Look,
keep playing the G chord until you get some form of inspiration. No.
You've got to have some great melodies in there to come up with like to have 3 or 4 rolling chords throughout the whole song. several certain syringes and a lot of charisma in the case of the former. Yeah. That's all I'm going to say about that. That's all he's going to say.
Hey, look, he put the name of the drug in the song. So, you know.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Heroin by the Velvet Underground. Yes.
Yeah.
I knew you'd get that reference.
What about Cocaine by Eric Clapton? Cocaine.
That had more chords in it, didn't it?
I don't remember. I'm just thinking drugs now. You've totally like... I'm far from this conversation now.
Is this... But I mean... Now that you're a bona fide can I call you a bona fide rock star?
If you believe it.
Yeah, okay. If you believe it. It's not a lie if you believe it.
It's not. It's not. You can actually manifest
you.
anything you want.
Thank you, Jason Alexander.
Woo!
Giving me life advice for days. So now that you are a bona fide rock star, what's your favourite drug? But yes, we've got the block sinus, have we?
Oh my God. If my parents
This is in
Listen
no
to
way supposed to be taken as truth, folks.
Yeah, no.
Just FYI.
No. We are jokesters at heart. We feel this energy in the room. We just have a laugh.
Maybe something else.
Maybe. Classic.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're recording in the studio and then the plate comes out, you know.
Yeah.
That's how I get those high notes.
I won't say no.
I was going to say because you actually got professional training when you were younger, didn't you? For your singing?
Did. Yeah. Yeah. I've had years of training. And it went a long way to helping me with my voice, rounded off nicely. Lately I don't though.
I was going to say, how strict are you with, because I know there's a lot of regimes you can do to maintain your voice, you know.
Yeah.
Don't drink, make sure you have hot water, before, that thing, you know, I call it the elephant noises because it sounds like an elephant if you do it quick enough. Yeah, that thing. You know what I'm talking about, like the weird
the sirens.
that's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
We used to have one in drama class when I was a kid. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Da da. Oh, that one. You know that one.
Da. Are you kind of like?
No. You go 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1.
1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, that one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, that's a really that's a good exercise. It's a good
I was going
exercise.
to say, how strict are you with that sort of thing these days?
Like, let's just say I'm
Takes another drag.
I'm
has another
probably-
swig.
yeah, Freddie Mercury at
Coughs through
heart.
it again.
Yeah, no, I look, I do my best. I think everyone does. You know, life does get in the way though, so I can't really practice all the time, but I do maintain a standard, let's just say. Look, it's so hard because I do worry a lot about my writing and my songs. And then I end up thinking about, okay, oh my gosh, I have to write the perfect song. And then I forget about practicing and warming up and things like that. So I do rely on this notion that it's probably not good, that I'm just like, I have a good voice, so therefore I'm good and I'll be all right, you know. So I know I need to practice more, and I will.
Oh, yes. Is that the New Year's resolution, is it?
Yeah, probably. But I've also started drinking a lot more, which is really, really amazing for my voice. I've taken on some odd habits.
The best or worst advice, depending on how you look at it, for
The best or
getting
worst.
rid of the sore throat before singing is just a nip of whiskey and then sipping that before your show.
Yeah. It's interesting.
That shouldn't work because
No.
like the vocal coach in you would go, oh, don't do that.
Ooh, shivers from
But
like
it just
discomfort.
numbs it enough for you to get through your set.
Look, I don't smoke, so that's
That's one bad habit you don't have to worry about.
yeah. I wouldn't. You know, I want to protect my cords.
There's a I think I've said this before, but there is an interview with Leonard Cohen in the 80s.
Yeah.
And the guy asks, how deep has your, it was right when his voice, it was just after when he put out Hallelujah and all that. So his voice was really starting to get extra croaky. And then the guy goes, oh, how deep's your voice got? And Leonard just goes up and says, about 100,000 cigarettes deeper. Just
I love that response.
And
Oh, I love deadpan.
just being deadpan, and then the interviewer goes, "Oh yeah," and just like didn't get the sarcasm.
No. That's wow.
That's it. He was
I wish-
smoking in the interview,
I wish he would have said that to me. I would have given him the proper response.
which was
Drugs.
drugs.
Drugs,
How
folks.
deep's your voice got? Drugs.
How deep is your voice? How deep is your voice? How deep is your voice?
Speaking of deep wells, we can go down.
Oh gosh. What rabbit hole
That was
now?
supposed to be. It That was supposed to be a segue that didn't work. I want to talk. Actually, we'll talk about what your plans are for this year, because obviously now that everything's started to open up again,
Yep.
fingers crossed, third wave not coming. Hashtag we're all good. Hashtag why am I speaking in hashtags?
Hashtag bar talk.
Yeah. Hashtag bar talk, folks. Look us up. No,
Cheeky
that's what
promo.
I was going to say. Are you planning on doing more gigs this year?
Absolutely. I will eventually have that band show that I've talked about, and it will be huge. It will be huge.
The biggest ever.
Oh yeah. It'll be a total like.
Now that Trump's lost his other job, he can MC for you. This is the best show.
The best show. I can't. Oh my gosh, what was that? The best show.
I've seen a few better impersonations.
I suck at impersonation.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, no.
You've got too much talent otherwise. So I mean, you can't have it. Can't have it all.
You have to be shit at some things.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm not shit at?
What?
Spraying Neil odor on the
Oh
microphone.
yeah. The mic was smelling, and you quote like salami.
Salami.
You know who was the last person to use that mic? Gareth, the station manager. He's going to be very upset now. Although that's saying smelling like salami is not necessarily a bad thing from an Italian perspective.
It's not, but how many weeks ago was this? So it has time.
I'll leave that question unanswered.
It's had time to
Had
simmer
time to mature.
and go off.
Go off.
Nah,
Salami doesn't go off. Just gets more flavorful.
just gets like, what's the word that I'm looking for?
Moldy. When we made salami, we had to be careful because if you missed one bit and there was one bubble, it would go moldy and ruin the whole thing.
Oh wow, you're a true Italian.
We used to. We don't do it anymore.
I never did.
They don't.
So you've
They
once
did
ahead
taste
of me.
amazing though.
Yeah, I could imagine. Oh, okay, that's cool.
But yeah, gigs this year. Are you planning on being pretty regular with them, or are you more like I'll leave them for special occasions, maybe when a single comes out, that sort of thing?
Yeah, it's got to be. It's a bit tough because I have the idea of what I'm going to do in the near future, like in the next few months, and in the next few months, I am definitely going to get a band together to rehearse.
Yep.
And it's all about having the time to put on that show as well, because there, as you know, there is a bit of effort and things that are involved with putting on a show. Like you've got to create a lot regarding it, and you can't just do it like. If you want it to be a successful one, you can't just do it like a few weeks before. It's got to be a few months' notice and a few months of hype around it. That's what happened in our last Neo Relic show. It was a few months of hype for a single launch. So maybe I will time it with a single launch.
I remember that show very well because it was great.
Yeah.
Probably good that did go in hindsight, knowing that was the last show.
Yeah.
That you guys would do, but. So you think you're going to apply? So my question was going to be: so you're thinking of maybe applying that tactic to your upcoming shows?
Yeah, absolutely. And having a really awesome lineup of other local acts that I'd love to play with to really round off a nice show, like just to put on a good show and have different unique acts that can complement each other. That's what I want.
How much do you like when you are playing live the songs to sort of match their composition when you've as they've come out on the recorded version? How anal are you with that sort of thing?
Obviously with chords I am I do want them to reiterate. Like I do want
the composition itself, you want it to be true to what the song is.
Yes.
Obviously.
In terms of like the production value, obviously I can't really reiterate that with a guitar and my voice because there's a lot of layers. But in terms of that being in my band shows, I will really want to put that effort in to make sure that people hear those different layers and go, I loved that part of that song, part of that song, and oh yes, you've got the guitar heavy riffs from Tiger, and you've got the solo down to a T, So yeah, there will be an emphasis on that.
Yeah, yeah. I was going to say, before we do play it, we should chat a bit about your latest single, Emerald Lasts Forever.
Yes, yeah.
So you mentioned your first single was a bit about that mental health.
Yeah.
You said Tiger was a bit more of an uplifting song about hope and that sort of thing by the sounds of it, or am I...
It's about... I wrote the song about my best friend.
Okay.
So just kind of you know, how he was low in confidence, and I wanted him to know that he was a tiger. He was a tiger deep down, and it didn't matter what he did. I always saw him that way. So that was my song to him. Yeah. And Emerald Lasts Forever is actually about going crazy in the lockdown, and emerald being nature, the green, and how it was such an important part of, you know, who I was really. I love going on drives. I love being out in nature. So not having that, I did literally go loopy. I did.
What did you do to keep yourself busy during lockdown?
I really tried to just turn my attention to other things. So try to be productive with music, try to look forward to my releases as well. So I had Tiger, and that led into the second lockdown. So I had that to look forward to. Planning that. And, you know, being with my partner on occasion.
That would definitely
ex-partner
help.
now, but all good. You know, because we were allowed to see each other. So he did help me not absolutely lose my mind, lose my marbles. And you know what? This is not like it's, you know, the thing about the lockdown is that I hate putting this emphasis on me and what I went through, because I know every single person was affected in so many ways, you know, and we all together, we had a really hard time. But you know, now it's about coming out, and you know, with Emerald, it's still a song about hope. That chorus is about hope, and that's all I want. You know, I want people to listen to my music and still take that hope with them.
So it's like that thing that you desire. It's still going to be there even after all the shit. Well,
absolutely,
hopefully.
Yeah.
Not the bowl of ice cream that you've left on the bench. That's not going to be there when you come back.
No,
it's going to be all squishy and mushy.
Yeah.
But if you're not, the song isn't about ice cream. It's probably about that, I guess.
Yeah.
So that was a terrible analogy.
Yeah. So really, take from it your own meaning, something you lost in the lockdown, and knowing that it'll always be there. It was always going to be there. It's just took a bit of time to get out of it.
Tell us a bit about the video too, because we touched on it before about the controversy surrounding it.
Yes.
If you can call it that. But actually tell us about the actual recording process, because it came out really cool. It looks like it was a fun video to shoot.
Yeah. So I basically just had my videographer Jacob Edmonds on board, and we had a bit of a chat, had a bit of a plan, and then I booked an Airbnb in Belmont, Geelong.
Yes, got to be able to trash that random house.
You know, he was such a supportive. His name was Lee, and he was really, really supportive in our endeavors to create this video. He loved the idea of using his place as a way to make that happen. So we took the inside, and it was very color driven. There was lots of unique colors and textures. So we took that and we just kind of got there and we made it happen. I wanted this 80s vibe to it. So it's easy to kind of create that with just, you know, lighting and smoke, lots of smoke, and just cool colors with the makeup and the outfits. And so it was pretty successful, and it worked out really well. And I just got into character as I was there. I just went with it and it worked.
Yeah. So you reckon that all the makeup and the outfits and that definitely helped put you in that mood? And
I feel like I really practiced doing that as a lead singer for my previous band, Neo Relic. I really had to be that, you know, that middle, like I was in the middle. I was there, I was front and center. I wanted to just do a bit more of a performance. I wanted to really capture people's attention. So I think I'm relatively used to that now, and I have that confidence where I can just perform it out. Although it is still a bit scary because it is just you.
Yeah.
You know, and it was just me in the video. So I had to see my face a million times. And, you know, while I nitpick, other people will just be like, oh, that's cool. Like, for me, I had to make sure that, you know, I was happy with the performance that I did.
Yeah. So you got to make sure, I guess, that you're putting that same level of attention into the visuals as well as the music.
Yes. Yeah.
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 And obviously the song is out now, so please go and check out the video when you can. But we are going to play it soon, in a sec actually. But please tell us where we can find your music and where we can listen to the previous singles you've put out.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm on Spotify at Cammi Kol. I'm on Bandcamp. I'm on all the streaming platforms, so Tidal, Amazon, you know,
Apple.
All
of them.
There's so many, literally so many. So just type it in on your favorite platform and I will be there. And I would really appreciate the Bandcamp option because all of the money goes directly to, I guess, well, not directly, like they still take a portion, but, you know, it does support me in a lot of ways. And that's my way of kind of independently connecting with people because obviously I have to upload it to, you know, other platforms for it to go on Spotify and things like that. So yeah, please check it out. Support other local music. It's all really important. It's all that matters.
And you're of course on all the social medias as well.
Yeah. So what you'll find is that my username stays the same. So if you check me out on Facebook and Instagram, my tag is at Cammi Kol Music. So
That's handy.
It's just that. Yeah.
You don't have a website yet, do you?
I do have a website.
You do have a website.
Yeah.
What's the website called?
Well, it's cammikol.webnode.com. So
Okay.
I haven't taken the webnode bit out. Look, I'm just
getting there, folks.
I'm getting there.
Give it a sec.
I'm getting there. But,
Give
you know,
it some
it doesn't
time.
matter because it looks great. The website looks great. So, you know, I put a lot of effort into
Fair
that.
enough. All right, go and check out the website too when you
Thank
can.
you. Yes.
Want to take us out on the song? Actually, we'll actually take us out on what we're going to be playing next because you're going to be coming back and chatting for a bit with me, aren't you?
Yes,
And
I am.
chatting
Well,
some
I
shit.
hope you still want me around.
Oh, I don't know. All that stuff about like, you know, the ice cream and the video and put me off. I want ice cream now.
Well, I'm so sorry.
Tell us, so we're going to Emerald Lasts Forever by
We
yourself.
are.
And then tell us what we're going to go into after that.
Then after that, it'll be Daydreaming by Xander Rhodes.
You're going to hear more about that very soon on
Bartark at AMR, Australian Musicians Radio.
Separating the too much time looking at things in a mirror. We won't have feelings like and we're walking in the flowers. Central heartbeat, how you steal the rhythm in my feet. Central heartbeat. Hey, I'm so electrified. Grab hold and take what's bright. Oh, say the light and feel it climb. Begin to realign. Emerald lasts forever. We'll see this out together. Laughing harder through every night, picking wires in the brain. Last it all, maybe you'll get to dreaming once again. Central heartbeat, how you steal the rhythm in my feet. Central heartbeat. Hey, I'm so electrified. Grab hold and take what's bright. Oh, say the light and feel it climb. Begin to realign. Emerald lasts forever. We'll see this out together. Something empty, something found within, I'm well and truly drowned. Good to feel it, send it home. The emerald's there to get through some more. Something empty, something found within, I'm well and truly drowned. Good to feel it, send it home.
AustralianMusiciansRadio.com.